morning students. As you know very well, Euclid geometry is to be going on and we have started the definitions in this unit first. We have done parallel lines. What are the parallel lines? The lines which never meet. They are to be said to be parallel lines. As we can see the example of our these two fingers. As these two fingers are at equal distance and we just extend, if suppose these are two lines, they never meet, these two fingers never meet, so we can say these two are said to be parallel. In the same way, next definition we have done, that is perpendicular line. When two lines intersect at each other at 90 degree, then these lines are said to be perpendicular. I can just give the example like this. The thumb and the first finger, the line angle in between, we assume that is to be of 90 degree. So we can say these two are said to be perpendicular to each other. Next we are going to do radius, square as well as line segment. Let's start do by writing also. First we are going to do, that is line segment. Yes, line segment. What is a line segment? It is a part of line. It is a part of line having fixed length and it has two endpoints. So we can just draw line segment by two endpoints with one line. Clear? But you have to show line endpoint. Or we can say AB capital letter with endpoints. No arrow on any side. So it represents our line segment. Clear? Next definition, that is radius of a circle. What is radius? So we can say, if we just draw that radius is always in a circle and it is a distance between center to any point on circle. So distance between center to any point on the circle is known as radius. Okay, so it is radius. That distance between center to any point on the circle is known as radius. So you can show by a figure also, because what happens if your definition is not correct, at least your figure is correct. So you can say that figure is also important, because if you will draw the figure correct, you can get at least half marks. Next definition is square. What is a square? You have just done in the lower classes also. What is a square? So square, we can say it is a 4-line segment figure and it is also a closed figure. So you can say a closed figure bounded by 4-line segments having all sides equal. This symbol indicates for the equality. All sides are equal and this symbols indicate for right angle. So all angles are of 90 degree and all sides are equal. So we can say a closed figure bounded by 4-line segment having all the sides are equal and each angle is of 90 degree. It is a square. So again going to say, if you just be not remember the definition during exam, at least draw so that you get half marks. Okay. Now next question is to be there. Definition, I think all the definitions are clear to you and you have to just do definition in your notebook also. Students, keep in mind, you are not showing the response in test. Some are not just sending me the test back. Okay, I request you all, please send the test by checking, because on Wednesday your test is to be there and tomorrow Wednesday is there and you have to just do the test. And I hope up to 12 everybody will send me the marks also, because not only you have to just see the test, it will just increase your marks also. It will help in your revision also. So that you can't face any problem. I just send the solution video also for this purpose, that stepwise you do the checking and then send the marks to me. This record is your permanent record as you are just being schooled. Okay, though the class is going on online, so your test is also going on online bachcho. So you have to send the marks. Okay, clear? Tomorrow I expect that everybody will send the marks to me. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. What is the next question? In next question what he is saying, that question third, exercise 5.1. The question is, consider two postulates given below. These two statements are given to you. You just read these statement and what he is saying, do these postulates contains any undefined terms, or are these postulates are consistent? Do they follow from the Euclid's postulates? You have to explain. So what is to be consistent? If the number of undefined terms are combined together, they are considered as consistent. Okay, when undefined terms are there. So, or we can say in geometry, you know very well already, the point, the line segment, these all are just as imaginary. We can't, still no mathematician has given the exact definition on point. We say that point is to be a sharp dot, okay, having no length, no breadth, no height. Clear? So we can say it is just like an undefined term. If point is undefined, automatically we can say line segment, because they are the combination of points. So these are also these are undefined terms. If undefined terms are combined together, then it comes in consistent. Okay, so in first part we can say there are several undefined terms which we can say that these are to be consistent. Okay, there are two situations. First, in this we can say two situations are there. In 2 points A and B, C may be lying in between them. Second condition, in 2 points A and B, the point C may be lies outside the point A and B. Okay, clear? It may not be on AB. Clear? Now most important question of these exercise, that is question number 4th, 5th and 6th. Out of these also 4th and 6th, they are most important. Out of these two sums, one is generally in exam. What the question 4th says? Let's do question 4th. Question 4th, what is question 4 say? If a point C lies between 2 points A and B such that AC is equal to BC, then we have to show AC is equal to half of AB, explained by figure. So first of all we have to draw the figure. For this we have just taken a line AB and in center we have taken the point C. Okay, figure we have drawn. He has given AC is equal to BC given. Okay, and we have to show AC is equal to half of AB. For showing this one, first step we are going to do add AC on both sides. So if we are going to add AC on both sides, the left hand side will become AC plus AC and the right hand side will become AC plus BC. Okay, now AC and AC, that is twice of AC, and AC plus BC will give you as a whole line AB. So AC value is equal to half of AB. This is the sum. But as we have added AC, so we must have to write the reason. If you will not write the reason, your half marks will be deducted. So your reason is that if equals are added to equals, then the wholes are equal. Because something is added to anything, then it become a bigger part, and the bigger part is known as the whole part. Okay, so reason is if equals are added to equals, then the wholes are also equal. I think sum 4th is clear to you. Very much important question. Okay, next sum 5th. To show that every line has only one midpoint. If not midpoint 1, we can just take, let 2 midpoints are there. Let name it to be C and C dash. Okay, the lines AB has 2 midpoints, that is C and C dash are midpoints. First condition, if C is any midpoint of AB, if we will say C is any midpoint of AB, then automatically the value of AC is half of AB, because above we have done if any point is in the mid, then it is value is equal to half of the line segment. So AC is half of AB. In second condition, if we will say C dash is the midpoint of AB, then AC dash will become half of AB. Okay, now from first and second, First is to be given as name first and another is to be given as second. From first and second, can I say AC is equal to AC dash? Because the things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another, or the things which coincide, they are also to be equal to each another. So AC will become AC dash. It is only possible when C and C dash coincide. When C and C dash coincide means C is come on C dash. So we can say it is a single point. As it is a single point, so we can say only one point is to be midpoint of AB. Clear? Now let's do some sixth. In some sixth, what is to be there? A C is given equal to BD. AC is given equal to BD. So we have to show AB equal to CD. Okay, AB equal to CD. AC given equal to BD, and the figure is also given to you. Now the first step is that subtract BC from both sides. Subtract BC from both sides. Now subtract BC. AC subtract BC or AC minus BC. That is also equal to BD minus BC. Okay, and the reason you have to write, if equals are subtracted from equal, then the remainder are also equal. Okay, so AC minus BC will gives you AB and BD minus BC equal to CD. So again going to say that sum sixth as well as sum fourth, these are most important. Out of these two sums, one sum is in exam. So do it carefully with reason. Okay, last sum of this exercise and the unit, because yesterday you have done 5.2 unit exercise also. Now you have to just do 5.1 also, but I will take the test of third unit tomorrow. Okay, you be ready for third unit for the test. As a part is always greater than a whole, because it is true everywhere, not only in geometry, it is true in algebra also. So it is to be known as universal truth. As example, one room of your school is always smaller than your whole school. One room. Okay, so we can say any part is always smaller than the whole, or we can say a whole is always bigger than the part. So that is true everywhere. I think the things are clear to you. Okay, just to prepare for the test. Bye students.